Alright, are we good to go this time? Maybe not. It's... there we go. I guess it was just a little delayed. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded last. I think over a month. And wow, did the rust really show today with yours truly. I hit the go live button one too many times and then just closed out the stream altogether. So as I was gonna say right before I accidentally closed my own stream, less than a second after it started, I still gotta share the link. Especially now that it's a new link. Because I do see some benefits to separate streams for all that. Maybe I should at least hit start on the Twitch end while I'm rambling and getting the new link. I do see the benefits, but there are more times that having a whole separate VOD every time you make a stream comes back to bite you in the butt. And the fact that I have to get a completely new link for a new stream just because, and not just resume the stream that I accidentally closed, is one of those many unfortunate anti-perks. I would say quirks, but that doesn't feel like the word I'm looking for either. And here I thought I wouldn't be able to really commentate at all. Like, maybe, now that I'm self-conscious of it, I'm pausing every 5 seconds, but the energy's there. And it feels like, out of the past few streams, the energy's is here more than it's been in at least a few previous streams. Going live with some Legends, some Pokemon Legends. I might as well call it Pokemon Legends while I can, because when ZA comes out, I can no longer call Legends Arceus Legends, and I have to actually call it by its full name, the name that everyone uses. Oh my god, I finally have an opportunity, a platform to rant about this. When did everyone start calling Shadow the Hedgehog Shadow 05? I get where they're coming from because the Sonic game that was released in 2006 is referred to as Sonic 06. But why Shadow 05? Just because Shadow Generations come out. We see it's two different names in of itself. Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, and Shadow Generations. Why did the internet decide we need to stop calling it Shadow the Hedgehog and call it Shadow 05? I think Shadow Generations and Shadow the Hedgehog are distinct enough names from each other. Okay, now that I get that out of my system, maybe I can actually finish tweeting this out. And yes, I did just clip my own rant. This is something that I've been meaning to talk about for a long time. So I was going to preserve it in whatever format I said it in, to possibly revisit and share with a more general public at a later point. But alas, I'm still getting sidetracked. Come on, YouTube stream. What's the general hashtag people use for promoting their streams? Would I do hashtag stream or hashtag streaming or Twitch as well as YouTube, even though I have a link to the YouTube stream? It's been a long time since I've streamed last. It feels like I've missed out on so many social norms. I'm gonna just go hashtag stream for now, just so I don't spend forever and a half not even looking at the chat to possibly show up. Yeah, I get to promote a stream on Tumblr. Feels like a decade since I've done that. And I just directly paste in the stream. Reblog this. Yeah, I don't know how often I'll actually be able to do these with all the other stuff I picked up on since in between stream. But I'm glad that my motivation and vibes are in the right place for streaming. More so than ever. Alright, so yeah, I don't need the Funny X site anymore. I'm not sure why even promoting stream on X. It's not like I have it public out to the public, but like if you're already following me on that platform, then why not let you know that I'm live? I don't know, I feel like I'm forgetting. The Discords. That's what I'm forgetting about. And I got rid of the link when I... Well, I gotta be careful not to use up all my energy before I even start playing the game. I'll admit I kinda had a little lapse of realization there. Yeah, that's good. I don't need to promote it everywhere for the first stream back, and... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have closed the YouTube video tab. But I can close all these other links. And it feels like everything's reset since the last time I streamed. All the buttons seem like they've reset. All the buttons reset. I had to update OBS. I was late for the stream because I thought it stopped working with my capture card, but it turns out that I was just not plugged into the TV properly, or I just didn't have my capture card plugged in because it's been that long since I've recorded literally anything. I figured I needed at least one stream to get used to things again. Huh. Speaking of which, all these Pokemon in the Pokedex. Onix, need to do Rock Slide a few more times. Right, I think I saw Machamp there. I should have kept it in alphabetical order. It's not like I'm gonna have any easier of a time finding the Pokemon numerically. Here we go, Machamp. So, I guess I should be pulling out Machamp as well. Have I really never gotten a shiny Machamp? I can't tell if that color icon is because I've transferred one from Go into this, or if I actually got one on my own time. But alas, I feel like I'm getting sidetracked already. Speaking of which, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's even worth keeping the Twitch VODs anymore, especially because I stream to both YouTube and Twitch, or I have access to both, so I can just stream like a blah. Bulk up and close combat. Not the moves I would think that I need to use as Machamp, but we can work with that. I guess it's a good thing I checked instead of just keeping it in my party and constantly using the moves, but never actually making progress. Oh shoot, I lost track already of what I needed to actually use. I think it was... I know it wasn't that move, so I can at least take care of that. So if you don't know the drill, what I typically do when I play Legends Arceus on stream is try a shiny hunt for the specific Pokemon that I don't have shinies of yet, and slowly trying to complete the Sui region Pokedex, like perfect all the entries. I've pretty much given up on doing it before the release of ZA, but the closer we can get, it's just always a long-term goal for me to reach for, so I don't feel bad. So I feel like I always make progress even if I don't find any shiny Pokemon. Okay, so it was close combat was the other one. I thought that was the case, but then I started doubting myself. Unfortunately, it's a move that only has 5 power points. We'll make it work out somehow. Galley's probably the other one I should check. Where's Burmy? You can find Burmy freaking everywhere, so it's probably pretty early on in the Pokedex. There we go. Mothim. Just need to use Silverwind and Bug Buzz. And that's already set up. I would teach Psychic, but what advantage would it give me? I guess if I'm somehow in a scenario where I'm fighting a poison type. But I don't know. Feels like it would be more efficient just to use a different Pokemon in that case. And right, want to take a look at Gallade, because I know I need to use a move, and I know I need to use either strong or fast style moves. Okay, Sword Stance, Close Combat, and Agile style move. Agile style. I don't think there's anything we need to do here. This is just where I left off before the last time I played the game. Have I even cleaned out my box? I have not. I'm sorry. I should have done this off stream on my own time, but I think I put the game down as soon as I was done streaming last time, and it's like, I'll do this later. I like this game, even though it's over a year old. Is it a couple years old, or is it 1 year old or 2 years old? Because now I feel self-conscious, because I was just doing a survey for a podcast I watch of best games for end of the year game awards and that, and one of their categories was best game from last year you kept playing, and best game 20XX, and I put Legends Arceus in the prior. I'm pretty sure I checked, but now I want to double check. Oh, it was released in 2022. I will need to correct the form. Luckily, I can edit it. The robot didn't even get that close. Gotta love it. Pokemon Legends remove from 2013 to in okay. I would apologize for messing around with that on stream, but figure I set up the reminder now, and better to do it now before people show up, I suppose. Yeah, I can't believe I thought the game came out in 2023. With all that said, now I can save. And we can try to reset to try to get our first... Oh. I'm saying we can reset it to get set up for Shiny Check of the Night. Yeah, I don't like how this new TV makes the game look. I know it's because I've just been using a low quality monitor all this time, so the game actually looked nicer on it. But I swear, with these new monitors, I think the term is bloom. Everything looks way higher in color, but more blurry. Except for the text. The text actually looks fantastic, and there are moments are otherwise. But like when you notice the quote unquote bloom, you notice the quote unquote bloom. Now, did I mention how Generations was the first game that I've played where I had to worry about bloom setting? Yeah, I feel kind of embarrassed of just how much time I've spent trying to figure out how to make the game look nice for me, because something about just the default settings just felt off at first, and I'm still struggling to try and find good settings to make the Sonic portion of Sonic X Shadow Generations look nice. I only played a little bit for testing. I'll admit I haven't picked up the game since I beat the Shadow portion. But I just can't seem to find a way to make it look good. And it looked fine when I first played the game in like whatever year it was when it came out. You know, in hindsight, I still can't believe we got a remake of Sonic Generations. It was inevitable with how influential of a game it was, but it still feels kind of weird to remake the... I don't know if it was weird or not. I'll come back to that when I find the proper thought for what I'm looking for. And I'll try one more time to try to get what I'm looking for. I don't know. There's something about Sonic Generations for the longest time that just felt like felt like too sacred of a game to remake. Just something about it it was inevitable that it was going to get remade because of its popularity, but there's always going to be something weird about it, at least back then. But now that we actually have it with Sonic X Shadow Generations, it is no. I don't recall actually having those feelings when I was actually playing it. It helps that it came up with basically an entirely new game packaged in with the original Sonic Generations. It reminds me, I wonder if the Shadow X Generation has that pinball DLC that was part of the original. I never got to play it because I never actually owned Sonic Generations. It was just a game that in my college days, I played a lot of games from on a friend's console because they were. Oh, here comes all the hiccups with my commentary. I guess it was inevitable. But yeah, there's a lot of games in my college era that I never actually owned, but I was able to play because a college friend or two encouraged me to play them, we'll say. Instead of resetting until I get something I want, I could at least see if there's a shiny Munchlax out in the distance. Like, it's also like see if I can get an alpha chat out. That would be cool as well. But I'm not sure how much I'm gonna feel up to Pokedex hunting today. Or I'm a lot more focused on actually trying to get the shiny Pokemon, because it feels like it's been too long since I've gotten of course you see me. I'm sorry, little fella, I gotta put you out of your misery via fainting and not any other less fortunate, more morbid means. Sorry, we had to mute my mic for a second because I was not liking where my microphone was. It just was the position was just. I thought I had it far enough out in the corner that it wouldn't be blocking my view, but it seemed just barely in the way of some UI, and it was bothering the heck out of me. I didn't want to subject your ears to the sound of me sliding the mic however many degrees to the right or so. This reminds me, I'm probably going to have to... Oh! Wasn't expecting you to jump like that, little fella. How did you see me? I guess I was slightly out of the bushes, but not really. Yeah. I already feel like I'm... Oh, Steam, I guess this is the first time in a long time that I've actually did any recording. And I just sat down and did all at once. Even video work in general feels like kind of scarce compared to usual. But like today I finished editing Emerald Rogue video. Which in order to finish the editing I had to post-commentate some voiceover for like the outro and the intro. Weird. I could have sworn that was... Oh, I'm thinking of the other outbreak that had the star. Wow. That was a waste of time. At least I can clear out chat on relatively quickly. But yeah, this just feels like my first day back, even though I was fiddling around with video editing earlier on in the day, or earlier on the week, by which I mostly mean yesterday. But overall, I've been spending a lot of time experimenting around with Got It and making progress on a little platformer that I'm working on. It's mostly just to teach myself how Got It actually works. Because I start with building off a platformer tutorial, and then I branch out after I finish the tutorial and add my own things based on things I learned during the tutorial, and Googling documentations, Googling the stuff from the Got It documentation along the way. And it's been a fun little process. I'm just kind of wondering at what point does the game stop becoming a educational experience and actually a game that I would actually want to, I would say, share, but I'm planning on doing that anyways. But I more so mean, like, I feel weird even saying it though, so, because I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where I feel like it'll be a full-fledged game, but maybe like a $5 game at some point in time. But would that even be fair if I, like, post all these little previews of it for free along the way, and then I, like, do something else when it's done? I don't know. There's a lot of thoughts like that I'm just pondering between, and I think it's too early to worry about yet. First and foremost, the game is an educational experience, so I can actually eventually lean into making the games I want to make, like maybe RPGs or the like. How am I gonna handle you anyways? Nah, screw it. Screw the Pokedex, I just want these shoutouts out of the way. I don't even think I should have said anything, because I'm probably not gonna publish it, or I'm definitely not gonna publish it or anything, and I'm probably not gonna go anything more beyond just sharing some updates on it now and then, as like how I've done with Ichido already, or just like, what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's gonna go beyond just like sharing some previews of the progress I'm making as I'm making progress for free. But there is a thought in the back of my mind, because I do keep getting more and more ideas the more I mess around with it, that maybe someday it will be a quote-unquote real game, and I should start treating it as just. I just don't think I'm at that point yet. I mean, I'm definitely not at that point, and I don't know if it will get to that point. Anyways. I almost forgot, like, I did the voiceovers for the Emerald Road video, and then I pretty much jumped right into recording a video blog that's basically talking about the things that I'm mentioning right now on stream. But definitely way more organized. I don't even want to call it Game Chill though, because it's only like 10 minutes long and it's all post-commentated. But I guess I'll see how that pans out once I find some gameplay to actually put it over. And it feels a little too early to talk about what I'm going to be streaming in the future. But I'm going to anyways, because I got ideas and not much better to talk about. And I keep putting in the back burner, but one of the things I want to do is showcase my old games that I made, especially now as I'm leaning more towards actually taking development more seriously. Show the progress. Be a cool way to show the progress that I've made between my current between the projects that I made before college and then afterwards. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm trying to get anything with Onyx. Keeps getting obliterated before I can even do anything with it. And it's starting to occur to me how basically my entire team, no, literally all of my team, mine's Onyx and Kindle, are just weak to flying. No logic's been put into the no intelligence has been put into this team building, just Pokedex completion vibes. And I've also been trying to think about ways to actually include like a little intermission between Emerald Rogue and hopefully jumping back into Pokemon XG for the post game. It's been so long that I don't even know if I'll be able to go through it. Like, I'm already confident that I won't be able to complete all the post game because I never completed a post game in the original XD because like Ore Coliseum was way too hard for me as is. But I would like to at least do everything else in the post game, if only to just spit in Fate's face. Because I've never out of all the Ore games I've done playthroughs of, for some reason, one way or another, I never get past the post game. Fate just never seems to work out that way, and I would like to challenge that for once. Even if I don't do literally everything, to do enough and just say, I'm done, I did it. Or say that I'm completed with it to a level of satisfaction, to my level of satisfaction. It's essentially all I can hope for. Well, don't mind me, I'm just trying to hydrate a little bit before I continue. Wait, is the music freaking out or is that just my brain again? I swear. It feels like ever since I've upgraded my monitor, I've been having more audio hiccups with the game, but that might just be complaint bias sneaking up on me. It's not going to be streaming, it's going to be something I do in my own time, but I did just remember that I need to get back into Brothership. For those who know, I pretty much stop the game right before you pick who gets kidnapped. I think that's enough to explain what's going on for those who plays without spoiling it. I just got like choice paralysis. And immediately after I picked up Dicey Dungeon again, and that's just been eating up all my... I just want to... What I meant to say is I went to playing that instead of Brothership. It's been an experience because I didn't stop because I stopped having fun. I stopped specifically because another game kind of filled the niche of game I play completely casually for recreational purposes. The moment I dropped Brothership, if only for an alleged temporary little bit. Alright. Let's take care of you. I can't believe I only have one post-combat left. Yeah, what were they thinking with all these Pokedex moves? Or these Pokedex completion things for moves that only have 5 power points? I've complained a bit about the Pokedex completion every now and then, but for some reason now, these 2+ years I've been playing the game, I think that's the first time I brought that particular one up. Really? I had to be doing strong style, and I only just started now? Oh. Why is the alpha theme still playing? Oh, I think that's just a regular encounter theme. I did just remember the one of the things that why I was having a hard time getting back into streaming. I'm not good at talking for thin period of times, especially if I go a long period of time without recording. Like, I probably talk more on a stream than I do on average in a week. Is that stuff you really want to admit to on the internet? Maybe, maybe not. It's something I'm working on improving. So, that trivia will probably become outdated by the time anyone actually sees this anyways. I've just had a very fortunate situation where I don't have to worry about... I can have a full day job without worrying about talking to people. I still have to talk to people, but I don't have to talk to people. If you know what I mean. Oh, I never bothered to check if it was an alpha raid or just more just the next evolutionary line. It looks like just the next evolutionary line. Great. Feels like I've burned a lot of time as is. I'm just gonna jump right to Munchlax. Maybe mine Junior, since it's very along the way. At least just like skim to see if any of them sparkle as I'm making my way towards the Munchlax line. Nah. Oh. Forgot Gyarados appeared here. Catching flying Gyarados sounds in brand for me when it comes to things that I should have done ages ago but kept ignoring. Caught while they're in the air. Do I really want to do this in the middle of an outbreak though and waste precious time? Screw it, I think so. I was gonna say, it's right there. This is probably the easiest one I've ever tried to do. How come this is so much easier than Staraptor? Oh. Well, that's one less time I gotta worry about that on my own time, considering I never really fly to this point. Might as well get it out of the way now. Probably the main reason why it's been sitting like that for so long. Right, do I want to try to fight the Munchlax or do I catch them for the heck of it? Oh, there's a sleeping Snorlax. I'm sure I must have done the... Absolutely. Yeah, surely I caught one while I was sleeping already. It's a freaking feeding quest that I still have yet to do. Huh? Who's sleeping and where? It's nice to come back to this game. Really, I could have sworn that that was an alpha set, but oh well. It feels a little bit like false advertising to call this a Shiny Hunt stream. It's more so just an excuse for me to play this game even though I'm not making any progress in it. What was I about to say though? I had that thought right in my head right before, just a second ago. No, it's not that. Man, this is so overkill. I am so sorry, Bernie. Well, either way, before I try to do another outbreak, might as well get my Good Samaritan awards out of the way by checking for parcels. I swear those two pairs look different, but there was no sparkle. Lighting switch Pokemon games can be kind of weird sometimes, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to some sort of anomaly. There's the Pokemon. You know, one thing, man, I'm going for my water so quickly. I definitely filled this thing up before talking, and it's almost gone already. Where's this last satchel? I knew I kind of pushed my luck a little bit. That certainly wasn't enough to stop me. Oh, one thing I definitely didn't mention in the game show that I could talk about here. I got that Pokemon card advent calendar. It's along the way to the partial, and I should really do at least one more outbreak before the rain goes away. Especially because it'll probably happen by the time I actually get over there. But yeah, I got the Pokemon card advent calendar. I haven't really been into Pokemon cards as much as I used to. But having an advent calendar helps me get into the holiday spirit because I'm not exactly the most festive person in the world. But it is at least nice to have something to something to look forward to every single day. I haven't got anything. I have to double check. I haven't got anything that I don't think Pokemon card people would find too amazing, but I've been having fun with it nevertheless. On a tangent, TGC Pocket is a thing. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't get into it as much as I thought I would. I definitely played it for a while, and I'll pick it every now and then, every time someone talks about it and reminds me that it exists. But I haven't really gone too much out of my way to actually play it for my... I've never felt the need to actually buy anything yet, and there's been quite a few times I haven't even bothered to check in on the game every day and get my 2 free draws. And I've just been more drawn to Pokemon Sleep and even Pokemon Go. I thought I was gonna lose interest in Pokemon Sleep altogether because the other day I made the biggest blunder ever and just slept on my sleep tracker, so it only tracked 1 hour. I went to bed on Thursday and it only tracked 1 hour on Friday. And I thought that was going to screw me out of getting Pokemon on both Saturday and Sunday. Or I mean Thursday and Friday, but thankfully it just resulted in me having no sleep on Thursday. I don't know, I'm a little... And that's gonna bother me way more than it should, because, like, I've taken a lot of pride of when I sleep well and when I don't, and just seeing the constant reminder of zero sleep, especially on a day that I think I had the best sleep that I've had in a good long while. really bummed me up. Really bummed me out. Like, I was bummed out about it all morning the day it happened, and I think it canceled any amount of good feeling I got from actually sleeping well that day. Thankfully, I'm feeling a bit better now, but it also helps that for some reason, despite missing tracking a whole day of sleep, I am still on pace for my best record in the snow area of the game out of all the time I played. In fact, I think I've already surpassed my previous record. Again, this is with the fact that I missed an entire day of tracking sleep and Pokemon sleep, and I'm still beating my personal best. I think it's just because I leveled up my Umbreon to 50, and it's a beast, specifically in this area. And I gotta find more excuses to talk about Pokemon sleep more often. Because on the surface, it just seems like a silly little sleep tracker. But it's more like cookie clicker than it is a sleep tracker. Like 90% of your gameplay isn't your sleep, but it's checking in on your Pokemon, gathering the berries and ingredients to make recipes to cook for your Snorlax's meals throughout the day. You know, let's check in on our progress before I start soft resetting for something new. I kind of wonder if I should just get that out of the way. But there's so many other Pokedex entries that I'm working through that it'll probably come naturally when I just accidentally stumble in on the area where Gyarados flies in, and I can just catch it then. See, bulk up in close combat. Getting a lot. Oh man, I really have to do 70 strong style moves. They definitely intend you to get from fighting these things, but when are you going to find the champs that actually use strong style moves in the wild? Well, time to clean out my box before I start soft resetting again for another mass outbreak, only to give up and just catch random Pokemon in the area because I can't stand just soft resetting in one place for too long. Unless I'm on the treadmill. I've gotten way too into treadmill shiny hunting. Previously, my treadmill time was spent playtesting Dawn Gin, but now that's done and out in the open. It kind of quickly got replaced by shiny hunting it in as many ways as I can while still keeping enough hand-eye coordination to walk on a treadmill. It's like the only time I would get a chance to do this stuff because there's no way I'm just sitting with like 3 different consoles checking for Pokemon otherwise. I'm not like doing full Oz hunts or anything. Let me make a quick stop at the village and maybe I'll continue that story afterwards. Do I really want to go back? Because again, Mirelands can have Lilligants, right? I think I'll just check on the Pokemon here, just for a change of pace at the very least. Where are you, Mai? I kind of wish you were a little more consistent with the areas that you pop up. Wait, okay, so it's M-A-I. Makes me kind of wonder if it's Mai or May. It's definitely not May, because that would be more of an M-E sound, wouldn't it? But Mai sounds too close to Mia. And I definitely know it's not that. God, I'm so embarrassed that both Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet pop up on my home screen. Scarlet and Violet's never going to go away until they move the move the Gimme Gold bag into any other game. That's pretty much the only reasons I've been opening up the app, just to keep getting Gimme Gold bags into Pokemon Go. And Sword's been opened up recently because that's one of the games I'm shiny hunting for a Minefout. Minefu in. Love the Pokemon. I did a whole short on it. Thankfully, it's come back to Pokemon Go since said short, but I still haven't had luck in getting in Pokemon Go, and that's kind of inspired me to say, screw Pokemon Go. I'm gonna get it in the main series game, only to realize just how few places it pops up in. And it feels like I'm having another Corsola incident, where I keep going for it in every game I can, and keep getting denied along the way. It's literally become the new Corsola. Because first I went with the obvious of like, oh, it has a friend safari, so if I just pick up Pokemon Y and finish it up, I can just shiny hunt for it in friend safari. And like, oh wait, the DS is... the friends... 3DS Online is dead. Can't get any new friends. And then I actually unlock it and I'm like, oh hey, there's actually a bunch of friend safaris. Because I still have friends on my DS. The bad news for me, though, is none of them... I would say none of them are fighting, but not even that's true. I did find a few that were fighting, but none of the fighting areas had Minefu, which is unfortunate because that's probably the easiest way I would have to shiny hunt for Minefu. No, I think what it was like, sorry, I'm mistelling my own story. That was the second way I tried to get Minefu. First, I tried to get it with PokeRadar. I literally played through the rest of Pokemon because I actually beat the game already for other reasons. So I decided to go get the PokeRadar and shiny hunt it for that way. Problem is, it appears in the worst grass possible to try to do PokeRadar chaining for. So that's when I learned that it appeared in a Friend Safari, only to realize I didn't have a Friend Safari for the Pokemon. So I moved on to the next Pokemon game that came to mind, Sun and Moon. Except it's not in Sun and Moon, it's in Ultra Sun and Moon. The bad game, in my opinion. Like, we don't have time to get into my feelings on Ultra Sun and Moon, but the too long didn't read version of it is... The thing that keeps me nostalgic for Sun and Moon is Lily's character arc, and the way she interacts with Lusami and Cosmog, and I do not like the way that Ultra Sun and Moon handled it. So all the improvements, even objective improvements in Ultra Sun and Moon, just mean nothing to me because they butchered the character arc of my favorite one of my favorite characters in the entire series. That's the abridged version of it all. And even then, I feel like I went on a little longer than I should have. The whole point of that tangent was to say that I've never actually beaten Pokemon Ultra Sun, despite getting it at launch. That was just like the point where I stopped caring about Pokemon. Quote unquote. Like, I stopped caring about it the way I used to. Would be a more accurate way to describe it. I should probably fight some of y'all because you're all just lined up and ready to fight, and I do have Pokemon that I need to do moves for the Pokedex, but I know from past mistakes that trying to fight Spiritombs never really goes well for me. Yeah, here we are. Take best for how long this Mothman will last. Well, I mean, if none of them actually attack me, we might have a chance. So, I played Ultra Sun up to the point where you can find Mindfu in the wild. And I started chaining for it. The SOS chaining. The method that I kind of swore never to do again after the Corsola incident. And then I and then I realized an issue with trying to SOS chain Mindfu. You know what Mindfu's signature move is? A move that it just seems to have no matter what? High jump kick. A 98% accurate move. So what, Jackie K? So what? Well, in case you don't know, the secondary effect of high jump kick, the whole gimmick of high jump kick is that it's incredibly powerful, and even its base variant runs into this issue. The real issue. I don't know why I kept saying high jump kick, minus the fact that they're the same move. Because the Mindfus had jump kick. They all have jump kick. A 90% accurate move that hits hard, which is a little bit of an issue in itself. Well, the bigger issue is what happens with that 10%. Where if it misses, it crashes and burns, losing like half its HP. And you know the last thing you want to happen when you're SOS chaining Pokemon? That to do recoil damage. Especially that much recoil damage. So that's... I haven't completely given up on it yet, but I've come to the realization that that probably won't work out for me. Like, I've made a couple attempts, and I have yet to even get to 30 Mindfus in a row, let alone the point where the shiny odds increase. I'm keeping on doing it because that's still, at the very least, I'm running into Mindfus this way, so I might just get a full odd encounter before I can properly SOS chain. Tangent to say that realization kind of inspired me to try look into other methods to shiny hunt Mindfu. And because I don't have the Scarlet and Violet DLC, trust me, if I did, I would have just done that before even considering all these other options. And I'm too stubborn to buy it now when the game's been out for so long and I've had zero need for it up to that point. Not helped by the fact that that would require me to actually play more Scarlet and Violet, and I had my fill of that game the moment I saw the credits. Like I said, the only reason it's up so high is because I opened it up to get Gimmighoul coins for Pokemon, or the bags to get Gimmighoul coins in Pokemon Go. So, as badly as I just want to go to the area, go to the DLC area, make a sandwich, and just end it, that's not an option for me unless I put up extra money for DLC that I will probably not play. We're so close. It feels like we're so close to Legends Z8 that there's no point into picking up a new Pokemon game anyways. I say feel because we technically don't know when in 2025. DA is coming out. But I don't know why. I'm getting the feeling sooner rather than later that it's going to come out in the beginning of the year. The main reason why I'm not confident is because they haven't revealed literally anything about it. But it just feels too weird that we've gone this long without a Pokemon game. I'm not complaining. I'm just not used to games for actually taking their time. I'm kind of worried that they're just playing another Scarlet and Violet incident where, like, they've been secretly working on the next generation of Pokemon in the background, and they're just gonna snuff CA before it even gets a chance to shine again. But that's a problem we can worry about in the future. Oh yeah, this is all to say, I picked, for the first time, I think ever, I decided to start a Medusa hunt. You know, the whole method where you just hatch Pokemon out of eggs until one of them turns shiny. Using the Medusa method to improve the odds. Where you take a foreign Pokemon, where you take Pokemon from 2 different IRL regions and leave them in the daycare together. So, this is an elaborate way to say, like, my treadmill sessions have consisted of 3 different game consoles sitting on the rest stand of the treadmill. One having my recording 3DS, just going through a friend safari in X and Y for the heck of it. I mean, I have Mindfu, but maybe I can get a shiny Larvesta or something while I'm hunting for these Mindfu in the other games. Second 3DS, my main 3DS, has Ultra Sun and Moon up, and I try, badly, but I try to get an SLS chain going for Mindfu. And last but not least, we have the Nintendo Switch. Tucking in the end, I have to take them off the Joy-Con in order to make them fit on the treadmill stand. Just biking around in a circle and hatching Mindfu eggs. And ironically enough, despite how infamous the Medusa method is, I think that's quickly becoming my preferred method of doing this hunt, if only because it's the easiest thing to do while on the treadmill. Like, I could just probably drop the other consoles and hatch Pokemon eggs while listening to a podcast or something. Because, like, I'm going to be on that treadmill regardless of what I'm doing for half an hour approximately at a time. And, like, the nice part about, like, the shiny hunting, I have yet to actually have a time on the treadmill where I'm on it for less than half an hour. I always go a couple minutes over. Mostly finish things up, but anything that keeps me on the treadmill longer is always welcomed. Is there even a Pokemon that I was actually hunting for in this set, or did I only just not reset because it had both the Unknown and the Spiritomb? I think my scenario is the latter. Now, against my better judgment, I'll pick up some satchels along the way. I don't even want any shinies here, especially the Sunk Tank. But it would be funny, after all this time of not having shiny Pokemon, with all the other ways I'm hunting, it would be funny to run into one of my least favorite Pokemon lines as a shiny. It'd be worth it for the bit. Which is why I didn't get it. And I'm not going out of my way catching more Sunk Tanks just to get a shiny. That would be silly, even for a bit. Yeah, I think after... I'm not sure how long it'll take, but definitely after I finish collecting these satchels, I am going on a break. to refill water. I am... Granted, it feels like at least half of that time frame was spent just setting up while I was live. But I'm still kind of impressed that, like, this much time on the treadmill's gone by this quickly. Wait, is your name actually West Virginia? West Virginia? Why can't I say Virginia today? Shiny Bonsai would be cool. Maybe I'll attempt Fate and check on that real quick. Okay. There we go. There. First time I understood. Second time, okay. Maybe there was some... How do I explain this in non-programmer term? Like, my programming brain could compute what possibly went wrong there. We'll leave it at that. Third time... I don't know what I would have done. Right, no side ducks. Screw it. I'm just gonna go straight for the Bonsai. Cause even though I've been trying to focus on Hisui Pokemon I don't already got in this game, Bonsai was one of those ones that, like, if I ever see it in the same outbreak of something else I'm hunting, I go out of my way for it anyways, because Red Bonsai would be pretty cool. I do feel overdue for I do feel slightly overdue for a shiny, and not just because of all the other games I've been hunting in. But considering we haven't gotten any sign of anything at, like, an hour into the stream, I have a gut feeling that we're gonna have a dry night. At least I'm getting all this free mud. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna go to bed. I'll have to actually pass time in order to ruin the chain, but I'm gonna just ruin this mass outbreak now and go on break. Maybe we'll have... Actually, this would be the worst... I don't know what I'm thinking. This would be the worst time for a space-time rift to pop up. Screw it. BRB. No time for formalities or fancy shenanigans. There's more than just filling up my water I need to do. Alright. I finally got rid of the BRB. Not sure what I clicked in its place, but everything seems to be going. Oh, going. Whatever happened to, like, the whole symbols guy satchel that I picked up earlier? I did pick it up, didn't I? Maybe I redeemed satchels already and just didn't realize. I've kind of decided it's a little bit shorter of a stream, but I'm gonna... We've been going for an hour and have not gotten a there has not even though I've done a couple mass outbreaks, there's technically has not been a time that the Pokemon I'm looking for have actually appeared in a mass outbreak. Also, I gotta get rid of this glaring weakness of flying type moves. I don't even remember what I gotta do with Glaceon, but I guess we'll find out together. Ice Beam. That's manageable. Oh, and I almost forgot about Baby Doll Eyes. And Agile moves. Ice Beam. This works for Dex training. Now we can save. And I am gonna push. We are gonna get at least one outbreak where I can check for a shiny Pokemon. I'm not even guaranteeing a shiny Pokemon, but I will actually do the thing that I claim to do on the stream before the stream ends. And check for Hisui shinies. No distractions. I guess we're going back to the Icelands. I mean, it would be fitting with the snow. I think this is the first week that we've gotten snow. I can't really say the first day, but this morning was the first day that I was actually outside for the snow. No. And I must be more rusty than I think. I've forgotten the whole routine of doing mass outbreaks. Get the berries, find Mai, feed the Nuzlocke, even though we can only do it by talking to Mai, and check for the Pokemon that we're looking for. There we go. Bergmite is one of the Pokemon that I don't have the shiny of yet. Let's go. So what the heck was that physics? You know, I'm not sure if I'm... Sorry, I gotta save a replay because I'm not sure if I'm going to remember to check the VOD myself. I gotta see exactly what the heck went on there. Was it as weird as I imagined it being? Or did it just seem that way because I was only paying half attention to the screen? Time will tell, I suppose. Oh, free dust stone. But alas, I said there'd be no distractions. We were gonna catch these bergmites. And almost nothing else. Almost. No, shoot, I haven't been paying any attention to how many that we catch. It's been so long, I forgot that I actually have trackers for Pokemon encounters. Not sure if I'm going to be updating them today. I wonder what I know there's been times that some bergmite are friendly and some are aggressive. Yet for the life of me, I can't recall which ones are which. Oh. Flat lava lugs. And I actually have a fighting type with me. I just wish that this was like 5 seconds sooner so we could actually... I wish I would have gotten this before the Evolug outbreak so we could actually, like, you know, have the full shiny odds on them. But we'll roll with this. I mean, yeah, I could have just gone for the close combat, but come on, you know me. I gotta at least attempt to clear out these Pokedex pages. Alright, 3 more to go. And this time it'll go a lot more... I'm sorry. I guess they're not technically got each other, but it sure heck looks like it. It's not even a glitch, it's just perspective. Alright, down with you. It's gonna say that's 3 more to go. The worst part is I don't even think that counts as defeating. Will that count as defeating with a fighting type move? Luckily it does. Alright. If I know I can't... Oh. All out close combats. Screw it. I'm just going into a Pokemon that hasn't moved. And maybe the Gallade will actually be able to one-shot it. Definitely after a Sword Stance, but... Alright. This time, don't forget to use the power-up point. Also, I'm just realizing that I have 2 fighting types out here. That would explain the very prominent weakness to flying that I was dealing with earlier. One more. And then I can just catch them like a normal person playing this game. Wouldn't it be funny if I got a shiny the second I complete this field research? No, the worst part is I don't think this will count as to being defeated by fighting type moves. No, it did not. You know what, screw it, we're gonna go with what works, because I refuse to botch this up. I've been sitting on actually having all the Hisui Pokemon mastered for so long, so I can get the best shiny out as possible, and I think Avalugg might actually be the last one. At least out of the Hisui Pokemon that I don't already have shinies of. Right, that's done. Where's the rest of them? Yeah, they're still popping up. Well, I should say there's still one left. That's what I meant to say. I don't think they're popping up any more than usual. And that's the last of them. The big question is there anything else I want to do while I'm here? Or do I just accept that it's gone and move on to the next outbreak? Figure I deserve one extra outbreak as a treat, at the very least. I forget, did I do everything with Lucario? Or was I just one shy? I guess if I look at... Yep, they're both done. So wouldn't it be cool if I actually got Sparkling Little Fella? Well, not gonna work out if I just keep whiffing my balls. Darn, I had a chance to actually catch one while I was asleep. And we're at the point where they all are mad at me. For some reason I recall like getting bodied by Horilolus because they had Aerial Ace, specifically. But maybe they were just powerful in general. Alright, let's pop some berries into our Pokemon. No, I would fight you, but I'm kind of tired of that. I'm just ready to take on the more direct approach. I feel like I'm wasting too much time fighting y'all. Oh hey, that's new. But that's not. Wow. I mean, I guess it quad resists it. I guess I'll say it now instead of holding the thought. But I think I got one more mass outbreak in me. So as soon as I take care of whatever objective was still on the map, I think it was a satchel that I've already picked up. No, it was the real outbreak. But Snow Run. Fine, I'll do Snow Run, and then I'm gonna reset for one more set of Hisui Pokemon. And at that point, I think I'll be ready to call a stream. Especially with the Snow Run added on top of it. Because I get the feeling that I'm not gonna get lucky and just get it right away. New Horde? Here of all places? Of course. You know, screw it, I don't recall your shiny being that great. I'm just leaving. Where's the camp? I don't need a fast travel, I can just fly right there. Oh, that's right, I never counted out my burn mites. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not counting like the 5 that I defeated. Don't mind me, this will only take a sec. Let's just say it was 15. So, oh, I can probably count them as research max now. With all that, I'm about like 45% of the way to over Oz. And I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of them before I started tracking that I didn't count. Let's see. That takes us to about an hour 30 minutes into the stream. So no shinies, but Avalugg is done. And I think I'll even check real quick, but I think that means that we're done with actually getting the Pokedex for all the Hisui Pokemon, and it's just a matter of finding the shinies. Well, I see an obvious miss in there already, but I'm not counting it because we already... It doesn't count towards Pokedex completion if we already got the shiny. Rowlet line's done, Typhlosion line is done, but as you can see, I'm not exactly in need of it. Samurott line is done. Stantler and Waydeer are done. Cypher and Cleavor are done, and even Scizor as a bonus. Coolfish and Overquill are done. Petalilly and Lilligant are done. Teddy Ursa line's not done, but as you can see, I'm not really pressured to complete it. Goodra line is done. Spiritomb is done just in case. Rowlet line is done. And I should probably evolve one of them eventually. Basculin line is done. One day we'll have a Finneon evolution, and people will stop joking about it being the most forgettable Pokemon to exist. Electrode is done. Sneasel is done. And Avalugg is done. Also Zoroark and Braviary, but no rush for those. Sorry for the side tangent, but I just realized we could check our shiny boxes to see if we actually got the Machop. And I just forgot to update the Pokedex. The letter reminds me, did I ever update it for Wurmple or Pikachu? One thing at a time. No Machop. So... double check Pikachu and Wurmple. Wurmple's done. Where is Mr. Pokemon? Yeah, you're checked off. Alright. Let's... And we're already at an hour and 40 minutes of streaming. Let's try to get one more massive mass outbreak of something we need before the end of the night. And in the meantime, as I make a lot of noise just trying to pick up my phone, I suppose we can check on Pokemon sleep. Because I haven't fed my Snorlax dinner yet. I don't mind doing it until after the stream is over. But just in case we had like Umbreon about to use Moonlight like a boss. Did Midnight just have his Moon bonus be giving Midnight more energy? You're great, man, but you need to share that. You need to spread the love with that energy. You literally get you literally overfill on energy. Normally, you don't need the extra boost. You're like always at 50% above maximum, which is the true maximum. Also a little salty that like I've had this charger bug out all day and I still don't have enough coffee beans to make the new curry or whatever. I feel like I checked down it like 5 times and right. I thought I saw for said I forgot that we actually came back here to check out an outbreak. I'll complain about my Pokemon not being... I'll complain about my Pokemon later. Let's see. Anything worthwhile? There is another set of Bergmites. We may get that shiny ice cube before the end of the night after all. But yeah, I never got around to checking, but I feel pretty confident in saying that like I still don't have enough coffee beans to make the curry, and it's a little salty because like I haven't been able to go to the power plant that often, and it's the only place to get more charger bugs, which you would need to get more charger bug candies to actually finish max this thing out. I actually even dumped like half of the rare candy equivalents that I had, only because I had so many sitting around. And at this point, if I can just evolve it, I'd be content with that. But I don't even think I can do that without burning more candies than I would actually like to do. I think it's the first time that you all actually appeared in this area. Normally you appear right next to the water, which makes sense considering what Pokemon's the guardian of this area. I just found it interesting that there's actually another place that they can appear. And that we're starting off with one Avalugg. Can't believe this is working. I just had to open my mouth. You bit me? Where are your teeth? You don't even have teeth. You're just a little ice cube. Technically, you're more like a mini iceberg, but roll with my joke here. Is that all? Oh. And we got... Oh! I heard the sparkle. Wait, are you the shiny? Wait, no. Are you an alpha shiny? You definitely look different. Not by a lot, but... Oh, that's definitely more noticeable from the front. You're no alpha, but you are definitely shiny. And you are mine. I think I'll even try to catch you in the jet ball for a little aesthetic feel. Yes. I'll admit, I almost would like to pre-evolve so I could see that one, because I think I actually like that shade of blue, but technically the Avalugg's the new one to Legends Arceus, which is the whole reason that I was on this quest to get all their shinies. So I will not complain. It feels like it's been so long since we've actually gotten a new addition to the Shiny Hisuian family. And it was on the stream that I came back after, like, so much has happened that I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep up with videos for a little bit. And yeah, here we are. doing a little victory lap of the catching of these Pokemon. Just gotta save one more time for safety. Let's check it out. Oh, that is definitely shiny. Come on out, friend. We've been waiting for so long. Also, I just realized that I went from having too many fighting weaknesses to, or too many flying weaknesses to too many fighting weaknesses. But that's a problem for another time. And well, I mean, of course we call it the snowy area. It's like the only place it would appear. Where do I want to put? Where do we want to go to get a fun photo together? I think it'll look good here, especially with that other cobblestone in the distance. Maybe a little closer. But now you're kind of blocking the red cobblestone. This works. Hello. No? Oh, I can't believe it took this long for me to realize that tapping A makes you nod yes. Tapping B makes you nod no. I was just trying to get crouched down to speak to you properly. And it even has a different cry. It has a sad cry when you shake no, and a happy cry when you shake yes. I can't believe I've been playing this game for over 2 years, and I'm only just now realizing that. I'm not sure if I got the happiness, but worst case scenario, I can go back for the stream VOD and take a picture based on that. Oh, look at this beauty. The only way to get better is if we could actually walk with it, but I prefer this over walking Pokemon if they can't do it properly. Oh, and you can like see his eyes following me even before it starts turning. Yeah, why is today the day that I'm just soaking in and appreciating all the little details that so many people probably never even noticed? Let me pull up. Did I even check to see how many other Afflux I caught? Oh, there's just something fun about these two bulking figures standing next to each other like that. See my Pokemon. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course I closed the tracker because I didn't think I'd be running into any more Pokemon tonight, let alone actually getting the shiny. Because I want to see what my final count is, and I want to see how many more Hisui Pokemon we gotta look out for. So, not counting ones I didn't count, we're at 118 checks before the shiny. Halfway under odds. And going back to my saves, that leaves us with something from the Decidueye line, something from the Stantler line. So maybe easier to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of Pokemon before I have every Hisui Pokemon. Or at least one of each. You know what I mean. There's 5 Pokemon left for me to hunt. Ooh, that was not the button. I was trying to check you, I swear. More specifically, I was trying to give you a nickname. Right. I'm not even caring about nature checks, I just want to vibe with it. But it's mild. Oh, I got it. I almost want to pick a feminine name, but considering everything that's going on, I feel like this name's a bit more fitting. I'm not sure if I'll... Only thing that I don't know if I'll remember. Devilug. Because it just happened in the peak of my neglecting videos to push my development arc. You know what? Let's have a little fun. What's the last Hisui Pokemon that I caught besides this? I mean, I would count newest, but... or first encounter of the line, but I think the answer is still Growlithe. So much time, and I still think Growlithe was the most recent addition to the Hisui Pokemon collection. Let's check natures and see which one would make a better Arcanine. You can go back into the Dex training for now. I think I've earned a little reward in the form of actually getting you evolved. Oh, wait, when did I get 51 Firestones? I'm not sure if you still evolve with Firestone, but I can't really think of anything else that would be the case. There we go. I mean, why not? What a beauty. Resisting your just snapshot because I know I'm actually recording. Alright, let's get these shiny beauties out here. They're so different yet so wonderful in their own ways. I mean, now, I can't believe I was giving out. I can't believe I wasn't. I can't believe I was thinking that Avalugg was just kind of generic, only because I could see it from the backside and barely could see its legs. We can get it from the front view. It looks amazing. Those tusks, I guess they're called. A better way to describe it. Just peak art. How you doing? Alright, I think I'm just at the point where I'm just soaking in the vibes. So, yeah, I mean, that makes a good point to end off the stream. At least I got a shiny that I've been looking for the past month. Maybe my food will come soon? Who knows? Not in this game, that's for sure. Before I end things off, I just wanted to set up my Pokedex, my team for Pokedex hunting going forward. I really just needed to use Shadow Ball of this thing 10 more times. I should probably get some more Pokemon queued up that I want to raise for the Pokedex. Oh, before then, almost forgot. Honorary checks. Feels lacking to have Avalog but not Burmite, but it wouldn't be the first time that's happened. And something tells me we'd be more likely to get a Burmite Community Day before Rowlet one. But I guess because neither of them are only have 2 Pokemon in their evolutionary lines, they'd be both equally likely, aka practically not gonna happen. Alright, I think I've idled enough. Almost 2 hours. Probably by the time I thank you all for tuning in, we'll hit the 2-hour mark. So, thank you all for tuning in. I guess this would be a good time to announce that while I wanted to get back to streaming more frequently, I'm being very loose with the definition. Like, because I want to juggle pursuing game development with actually streaming, I'm leaning towards giving up on the concept of ever streaming every Saturday. I mean, in some senses, I gave up on that a while ago. But what I need to say is I'm leaning towards either shooting for a stream every month or every other week. I'm not sure which yet. I might start with a month to be on the safe. I might start with once a month, and if I feel like doing more, I'll do more. God, I forget about how much personality is in this game. I'm sure this stuff is in Scarlet and Violet too, but I just never take the time to look. And I think that's it. Like, there's a little more I could talk about, but I did just record an update video, so I'll probably just save it for that. If I think of anything in between, I'll keep updating the YouTube community posts, or at the very least, Blue Sky. Okay, take care. Spin around and make sure that I'm not cutting anything off. Alright, we're good.